You're listening to the TF Motorsports official podcast, all things monster trucks. Welcome to a brand new episode of the TF Motorsports official podcast. I'm Thomas Frasco. It's yet again another week, another day, another episode of the podcast for a lot of Monster Jam stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of independent stuff to talk about, but hopefully one day we'll. But anyway, it's tons of Monster Jam stuff to talk about today, and we're excited to get into it. And I say we because I actually have a guest on here. Hayden Ullman is back, one behind Temporary High and also Thunder Jam. Welcome back to the podcast.
Glad to be back. Ready to talk about some monster truck jams this week. Very exciting.
And yeah, again, it's been a while since we've seen you. I think season 1, right? Was that last time you were on here?
Yes, season 1, and I had to delete Discord for college, but guess what? I dropped out of college, so now I can talk.
Okay. Now, I was thinking of where to start, but honestly, I don't know. I'll give you the option. Where should we start?
I think we should start out a little bit smooth. I think we should get it started with each recap for each tour. I believe that's the direction to go.
All right, cool. So we'll go with results. So I believe 4 out of the 5 tours went off. I think Stadium East, I believe, was the only one that wasn't happening. Also, I could kind of hear myself going off a little bit in on your phone.
It's
Yeah,
probably
it's like a
I'm not
throwback
sure
thing.
cutting out or anything though.
Okay. All right, so we'll go to actually first international. Let's go off with international. Obviously, last time I talked about the United States tours, but I didn't realize that there was actually a international tour that went off. And believe it or not, the tour actually just concluded. Blake Ranger, no surpriser, is the champion. So pretty much the tour is like a 2-year deal, 2024 to 2025. He won in 3 trucks: Max D, El Toro Loco, Megalodon. Holy crap! And then Charlie Pauken was second, behind by 26 points, which is actually pretty darn good for. How long has he been driving for?
Charlie's been driving for a while.
Yeah,
It's
something amount of years, like 30 something.
it's been a while.
Yeah, that's still crazy. He's still hanging with everybody, and he got second place in both Megalodon and back in his rightful place, Gravedigger. Matt Cody was still also on that tour. And then we have Barry Musauer, who was there, and then also Joe Dennis. Well, some of the other guys aren't even there. Bernard Light, he retired. Miranda Kozat, and then Peter Nyman.
Chelsea, well, she just joined, so
Yeah.
that's
Also, major news. This is the first news that we're going to talk about, and that's part of the series that's now won by Blake Ranger. And eventually, I think I did get word that tour is going to begin again after the World Finals. But Mike Fodders II, he's back in Monster Jam. He's driving Spider-Man now in the International Series. What was your thoughts on that when you first saw it? Because honestly, I thought it was another one of those Photoshop random rumor stuff.
So I kind of knew about this back in Okeechobee. I had no idea what truck he was going to be driving, but I knew he was supposed to go to Monster Jam. I didn't know if he was doing international or U.S. tour. So I was like, okay, I'll be cool because he's a really good driver. He's very talented. And then he goes over to Stockholm, Sweden, debuts Spider-Man, which I was like, okay. Because everybody else is like, oh, this is fake. But I was like, nope, it's real. And so he went over there and he did pretty good. He has not changed one bit. Did a backflip first weekend back, which I was surprised to see, and he's running good. It's like he never left.
And yeah, I'm really, really glad to see him back. I'm really hoping that he gets in a full-time season again. Obviously international to start, and also to go to places that he's never been to before, which is nice for him. But after that point, I'm really hoping he comes to like a stadium series on the United States side of things in a few years, because that'd be very very nice to see him back in his rightful place, and hopefully either on a Monster Jam ride or back in Overkill. So that'd be very very nice to see. So Blake Ranger is the first of 24 drivers to go to the World Finals, and now we wait for the next 23 to be announced, which that will be a while from now. So, now we go to the United States side of things. Let's
Yeah.
see. We're gonna go to Houston, Texas, and so we got two. Actually, no, we just only had one show. For both tours, actually, it was only one show, just Saturday. So, and unfortunately, I didn't watch it live. I had to go back the morning and afternoon of Sunday just to rewatch them again and get all the bullet points for what we're talking about here. So, racing went off okay. Tyler Menega and Gravedigger got the racing win, but surprisingly, he had some mechanical issues throughout the rest of the night. Skills, though, he still got second, even with a broken truck. Like, he managed to pull off the sick slap wheelie with that tire locked up. But Camden Murphy easily got the skills win. So it was all okay until freestyle. This is where it started to get very sketchy. So Barry Musauer, he threw down a really good run. Got big air, got a backflip, and just got a tiny save at the end of the clock. But then we had Amano Castro, El Toro Loco. He threw down a pretty good run. Although he left some time on the clock, he still got second. But Colt Stevens, Thunder Roars, backflip, big moves. I think he got a backflip, I'm not sure. But anyway, he had like a crazy save, I remember. He really went to town on that truck again in Texas. And he didn't get the lead. And I think there was it just those two that had like big runs that got underscored? Armando and Colt.
I feel Camden got underscored. I mean,
Oh
he
yeah,
might not
Camden.
have.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he had that crazy save.
Oh yeah, he had a great run.
Yeah, and once Camden and Colt got underscored, then I realized, okay, so if you're not gonna win from that, then Barry's got it locked in. He's just gonna win regardless. So as I've learned now with the fan judging, if you're in that position where that guy's already locked in, somebody did crazy runs, and then another person did, and they just had no shot. All you need now is just the popularity of the truck, and that's all you need now. But
Say popularity, or you go out and you do a backflip earlier on in the run, you get that big air. But
yeah,
yeah, popularity of the track is the biggest thing I feel right now. But yeah, I mean, Bari had a great run, but still there was other runs that night that had better wow factors in my opinion. So I mean, it was still a decent show for freestyle. That's all I really watched anyways of the event was freestyle.
yeah. I noticed like racing usually goes off okay. Sometimes it doesn't with those new lights, but most of the time it's okay. Skills could be like a mixed bag, and then freestyle usually has crazy moments, but the scoring could be very controversial all the time or most of the time. That's what I noticed from like the last month or so of watching these events. It's like a very noticeable pattern, especially with stadiums.
Oh, yes.
So going into points, Tyler Menega still holds on to the lead, but barely by much, by 11 points over Barry Musauer. Barry's creeping up now to Tyler. If Tyler has another weekend of truck breakages, then Barry's going to come back. Then Dalton Whitener's third. Cannon Murphy moves up to fourth. Armando Castro is actually fifth now. I think he dropped back. Colt Stevens sixth. Jim Kohler seventh. Man, he's actually pretty high up.
He's been pretty consistent with his freestyle runs. Heck, he's even been pretty consistent racing, so that's pretty good for him.
And also, I was glad to see that that web truck again. That thing looks pretty badass.
Yes, thing's
Cyn-
beautiful.
yeah, Cynthia Gauthier got eighth, Chris Kohler ninth, Mike Christensen 10th, Joe Foley 11th. Ouch, and Kevin Crocker still struggling pretty good. He's last.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
doesn't
We
help.
yeah.
Well, never mind. Well, I don't know if we'll bring that up. I can't remember. I was last. No, I was last week. Never mind. I was last week.
Yeah. Then we move on to Glendale, and yes, the stadiums are correct this time. The West Tour is actually on the West. Like I said, like this exact same thing for like 2 weeks when the West Tour was in the East, and then like the East Tour was west of the East Tour. They should change the names. Like, do you think they should like get like a sponsor to do it, or like a color like they used to? What do you think?
Yes, I believe they should do that. I mean, they got plenty of sponsors. I mean, back in the day, we had the Amsoil Tour and all that. I mean, hell, all you gotta do is call it Blue and Red Tour. I mean, it's pretty simple.
Yeah. Honestly, I do like the concept of like calling a tour based off of a sponsor. Um like either use like BKT or that what was that new parts thing that they have partnered with?
Northern Tours. So you
Northern
have your Northern Tours Tour, which I think they could change the color to yellow so it'll match the store. But
Yeah.
I mean, you got
Yeah.
your Morgan and Morgan Tour.
No,
I don't
no,
know.
no. Let's scratch the Morgan and Morgan. That's for the backflip. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, that new sponsor, the Northern one, that one I like. It's
I feel like it could.
it's a it's tools and parts and stuff. I like that. All right, Glendale. We had some issues with the lights. I think it was one of the races that had like an issue where they had to restage them back up, like randomly mid race. Um, because apparently
That
the
was
one side wasn't working. I don't think.
that was for Tristan and Nick.
Oh yeah, 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 and then yeah,
That was a I think it was the staging lights. I remember someone saying it wasn't, but I'm not sure because they both left at the same time, from what I remember.
yeah. I really wish they were able to simplify that a little bit. Like kind of like what they used to do. They had like officials actually kind of like stage them up. They ran off the track. They waited till they were gone, and then they hit the green. And they were pretty good. They were pretty good, like 99% of the time. So, but then all you need to do is just flick the red to the green. I think they should do something like that again, just to kind of prevent that. Because honestly, with like the last few years, I don't remember that happening before. Like before they added that new light system.
So I agree because most independent tours use that just straight red to green, and they'll have people stage the trucks. It's a lot better, I think, a lot more efficient.
Yeah, like technology is good for some things, but then other things it could be kind of a little bit more fragile, and I think that's one of them. Uh,
It's been a I, I feel like it's been a major problem with most tours. Hell, even world finalists back in 22 had problems with the staging lights, and it's not
oh
changed ever
yeah,
since.
yeah, yeah, and they had that same light system, right?
Yes, and some drivers and trucks got screwed over because of it, and they didn't even rerun the race. The only one I remember them rerunning was Corey with Megalodon and John in Bad Company.
Yeah, they should definitely go back to that simpler style, because then we're able to really get it like done and done. Um,
Yes, and I feel like it'd be cost efficient too, but I could be wrong. But
well, yeah, with that, yeah, with that light thing, it's actually that could save some money.
oh yes,
Going into skills, Tristan England got the win in JCB Digatron over Ryan Anderson and Adam. Adam's actually kind of getting a little bit more momentum. Uh,
he's Tennessee.
and then freestyle Tristan went up and got freestyle as well. Um, Let's see. One thing to note: Todd LeDuc, he broke from his usual playing the system to actually flooring it because I guess some family members were there.
Well, it's a hometown show. His family was there. And also you got your oh Lord, your expert judges coming into play, or your expert judge, I should say. Which some cases I wouldn't say they're much of an expert, but we'll leave that opinion for later.
Yeah. Honestly,
So
their main purpose pretty much now is to just kind of purposely underscore. I noticed, to balance the fan judging. I really wished they just scored based off of how they feel as well, and then they could just go off of that. But
yeah.
I just feel it's more scripted that way. You know, like them just purposely underscoring.
Well, I mean, I noticed back in Tampa last weekend, I know Mike got screwed over pretty hard by the
Yeah.
expert judge. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh my god. And then, I mean, Zach had a good run. We won't go into that because I know we gotta talk. We're here to talk about Glendale, but
Yeah, I already talked about that last week.
yeah.
um, did you feel that Tristan should have gotten the? Did you feel that Tristan got the win properly, or do you feel anybody else should have gotten it?
Um, I watched the entire show live. I'm trying to remember all the runs. I know Bryce had a good run. Todd had a good run. Mike had a good run. Um,
Kind of
I'm
close.
trying to. It's pretty close with a lot of drivers. I've,
Tristan,
I
yeah,
mean,
Tristan had more skill. Todd had that big air and save at the end. Bryce was just flooring it, and Zach Garner got third, and I'm surprised he left quite a bit of time on there, even with breaking off the tire with like 40 seconds left.
yeah, that was a bit. I don't know how I got third, but it happened.
All right, so Tristan got freestyle, uh, and he even got overall over Ryan Anderson by 4 points. So
So,
going into the current standings, Ryan Anderson bumped up to second. He is right on the tail of Tristan England by 33 points. So Tristan's leading over Ryan Anderson. Bryce Kenny third, Todd LeDuc fourth, Adam Anderson gets up to the top five. Zach Gardner goes down to sixth, Cole Bernard seventh, Mike Pegliarulo in Excalibur eighth, Caleb Blood Sparkle Smash goes down to ninth, Jamie Garner 10th, and then Matt is 11th, and Nick is last. Matt actually moved up a little bit, I think.
yeah, Nick's been having some of them issues in racing and skills, so or underscoring and all that. So
Mm.
Matt, yeah, but
All right, we got two more to go to. We have the Central Tour. That one went to Belmont Park, New York. And it was pretty much the Matt Cody show for the overall event championships, and my mouse just did something weird. Anyway, never mind. Whenever you like click or something at like a random point, all of a sudden you accidentally do that thing where now like you move the mouse up, and then like the whole scrolling thing goes with it.
oh
It's
yeah,
friggin' annoying. Um, so Matt would get timed racing skills, freestyle, and overall on Friday. Meanwhile, Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash would get donuts. Then Matt would go to Saturday afternoon with the racing victory. He would also get the overall event championship, but then going for skills would be Fernando Martinez and El Toro Loco. He would also get the freestyle win, and Jamie Sullivan once again would get donuts. Saturday evening, Matt Cody would get racing, Sky Wheelie. They actually changed it up for the second half of the weekend. They went from donuts to Sky Wheelie, so we got racing, Sky Wheelies, and overall. Then skills was Fernando Martinez, and freestyle was Jamie Sullivan in Sparkle Smash. Sunday afternoon, Montana Robbins and Playing Crazy gets, I think, his third racing victory this season. I think because like his first one was Newark, and then the second one I think was last weekend from wherever they were. I forgot, but yeah, I believe this is his third one.
yes, it is. It should be.
Yeah, and then Fernando Martinez would get skills. Skyly would be Matt Cody. he would also get freestyle and overall. And with that amount of consistency, that bumped him up into the lead over John Zimmer Jr. by 25 points. And again, only by 25 points. He could still mess up, and one of them could still take the lead because you got the top four pretty much. John Zimmer Jr., Jamie Sullivan, and Fernando Martinez, all of them pretty much at striking distance. Meanwhile, John Zimmer, Triton Robbins, Montana Robbins, and Angelina Knock, even though that they're somewhat far behind, they could still play spoiler within like the next few weeks if they can rank up more wins.
Oh yes, we got a long ways to go to world finalists, so there's plenty of time for any driver to catch up at any moment.
All right. Last tour we'll go over is the Weston Anderson show, the Weston Tour. Going into Friday evening, Cody Saucier and Dragon would actually get the timed racing. Then Weston would get skills, freestyle, and overall. Donuts would go to Brianna Mahan in Scooby-Doo. Saturday afternoon, Cody would once again get the timed racing win. Weston would also get the skills win, donuts, freestyle, and overall. So just one event short of getting a clean sweep. Then Saturday evening, he would get the racing win, the skills win, and the overall. Meanwhile, donuts would go to Brianna Mahan and Scooby-Doo. And then, believe it or not, freestyle would actually go to Ashley Sanford and Megalodon. And then Sunday afternoon, Weston Anderson would get the timed racing win. He would then go and get the donut win and the overall. Meanwhile, Devin Winfield and Velociraptor would get the skills win, pretty much the only victory in that weekend. And Cody Saucier and Dragon would get the freestyle win. And in points, no surprise, it is Weston Anderson over 150 point lead over Devin Winfield. Again, this guy needs to be in stadiums. Like, what's the holdup? This is gonna be 4 championships in a row. Like, what is happening right now?
The Anderson's happening. That's what's happening.
I think he's like, well, obviously there's 2 Gravediggers that are in the lead right now, Matt Cody and Weston. But Weston is like the most dominating one out of everybody right now. Ryan, he's finally getting his pieces together. Adam might be getting his foot back in. Matt Cody finally got the mechanical gremlins tucked away. Kristen Anderson is struggling a little bit over Blake in their East Series, which they took their week off. And then Tyler's got some truck issues, though he is in the lead, but barely by much. So Weston Anderson definitely showing that he's the dominating Gravedigger driver this season. Devin Winfield 2nd, Cody Saucier 3rd, Brianna Mahan 4th, Ashley Sanford 5th, Tim Hall Jr. 6th, Berto Trevino 7th, and Corey Rummel last. So that was the results from last weekend for the 5 tours that went off. 4 of them United States, 1 wrapping up internationally. So, I think we're going to have to tackle the elephant in the room. What do you think?
I think we should tackle it full first.
So, I didn't know about this, believe it or not, until yesterday, I think. So I was kind of just doing my own thing, and I got a text on my on the Discord server, which of course is in the description down below. Mike Trapper actually went and texted me that there was a new rule that got added. And it's about freestyle, and it's pretty much if you go past 2 minutes into your run, they'll deduct points. Now, where was this revealed? It was revealed on Gears and Nachos. So what I'm going to do right now, obviously with how my computer is set up, unfortunately, Hayden, you're unable to hear it. But everyone here at home should be able to hear this. It's a clip from the Gears and Nachos podcast. Really good one. Shout out to them. Bryce Kenny, Ryan Anderson, and I think Adam was there too. Ryan Anderson confirmed a new rule on that episode last Sunday. So let's take a listen to this one clip here from Gears and Nachos.
But then also in Tampa, a new rule has came in that if you go past your time, you get deducted points.
Yeah.
Like actual
really?
point, you get actual point deduction, like your actual points for the season. If you go after the red, you get an actual penalty on your entire points.
But the expert's not judging off of that.
No, so you have to hit exactly to the T.
God, just think about how pissed off someone had to be in the office when that come. Take a point away from him. He's going past the red.
That was Todd. Where did Todd? Was that Miami?
Well, I think it was Todd and Nick both. Nick's was pretty aggressive as looking at it from the office standpoint, which I don't agree with, of like so worried about the time and acting like the time is the only thing that matters, where really the only thing that mattered was the people that paid money, their hard-earned money to go to a show and watch a show, seen something that was badass. Hands down in the discussion.
Yeah. Wow.
But the people in the office were like, oh, man, he passed the time. If you can't tell, I fucking hate that really bad. But yeah, so now they're going to penalize us for it.
Yeah.
So you got to do 100% of your time, but 100.5% deduction.
I'm gonna do it every.
Come on, Bryce, tell me about it.
I'm gonna do it every weekend
Bryce is
now.
cracking up
for
right
sure.
now. I'm getting mad.
And yeah, so that was just the clip. So Hayden, can you turn it down for a second? Yeah, because I hear my feedback. Yeah, that's better. That's better. So I guess we'll have you, Hayden, start. So what was your thought on that rule, believe it or not?
Well, first time I heard about the new rule was on our group chat. One of my friends sent it in to me, and it was while we were watching the Super Bowl, so I kind of blew it off at first, and then I went back and read it, and kind of thought it was bull crap. Well, obviously the new rule is bull crap. Because I feel like it's gonna discourage a lot of drivers from putting on a show for the fans. That's part of Monster Jam, in my opinion, is after the freestyle run, sometimes the trucks will keep on going, try to put on a show, but now I feel like it's going to discourage a lot of drivers that are competing for points to not put on a show for the fans because they're going to be afraid of losing points, especially if they're higher up in the point series, they're not going to want to put on a show for the fans because they're going to lose points, they're going to drop down, they're not going to be able to win their series. And so it's been a thing for a while now, Monster Jam, to do that, and now they're getting a little bit too strict on the rules.
Yeah. And now I'm going to bring up what I was going to say. Honestly, wait a minute. Honestly, do I even need to, like, talk about this right now? Like, do I even have to sit down on this seat right here in front of my desk after a long day of work? Instead of, I don't know, grabbing a water and, like, I don't know, looking forward to the Daytona 500 or something? Like, the Ryan Anderson is doing my job for me. He's bringing out the most biggest issue with it, saying that people are going there, paying their hard-earned money to watch them go absolutely batshit insane in freestyle. And now that they're going to add this rule, they're just going to deduct points. And now, how is this going to even work? Like with the last part of the freestyle, like obviously you want to end off big, or you know, now you just can't really go too hard or something. But there's also another thing. This kind of spits in the face to everything that we've been watching for freestyle. Remember the days where Dennis Anderson kept going, like even like 2 minutes past the original time, or like Tom Mentz, or hell, most recent example, Ryan Anderson, World Finals 19, the last one in Sam Boyd Stadium. He went way past over the time, and he just thrilled everybody, and he still got a high score, and well deserved so. Like, you're pretty much just taking more away from Monster Jam is pretty much what this new rule did. Like, I'm trying to gather my words again because it's just so ridiculous. we just went through the world final schedule thing last month. It's only been 1 month and we already have something we got to rant about. Seriously, it's ridiculous, and just seeing how just like I wonder whose idea was it though, and like sir, I'm trying to think.
Definitely the person that came up with format.
I'm actually like at a loss for words. I'm trying to gather my words together. But fuck, it's like every damn like month there's always something. Can we just have something good for once?
Like they're putting lint in the water.
Oh, like I could already see somewhere Dennis in like North Carolina or with the Too Extreme tour just shaking his head right now.
Yeah, he's I can't imagine how he is right now.
Yeah. Oh, here's another thing. Monster Jam advertises freestyle like all the time. Well, they're kind of taken away from that now. I mean, for like casual families, they won't mind. At least they're seeing a backflip. But for people who have been watching Monster Jam for such a long time, through the days of continuing on past the clock because the drivers love their fans so much, now we're in this point. The drivers, honestly, each year it feels like the drivers are not able to give really anything more and more and more.
Yes.
Like first they can't like give parts away, or they can't give trophies away, and now they can't even go past the clock without getting a points deduction. They can't even give the fans a show.
Yes. It's getting worse and worse every year, and there is a lot more coming.
I know, and that gets me so worried. It's like, because this is like the only thing that I follow. Like this is the only thing that I really follow. If this thing goes to shit, I got nothing left in life.
Yeah.
Honestly, because the independent tours, they're not large enough. Unfortunately, there's not a lot that I could really follow. Like none of them are streamed weekly, and then Hot Wheels is just an embarrassment. But again, no disrespect to the drivers and the people working there, but that's hurting the image of monster trucks from their kid stuff.
And Monster Jam's no different. They're getting worse. They're making a lot of their adult audience, which that's most of the people. I go to the shows all the time. Most of the audience is older, to be honest, and they go there and they see a 5-ton unicorn with a bold attitude, or less and less getting added to the shows, and they don't want to go back.
Yeah, I mean, like the Sparkle Smash thing. Obviously, that there actually is some like adult fans or whatever that liked it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I at Newark, I literally saw like a group of ladies that actually had like Sparkle Smash shirts, and they were going crazy when Jamie got overall. But that's not a problem. That actually helped them. But but when it comes to the new rules and like the new things they add and the new tracks, it feels like there's less and less. And especially since they advertise freestyle so much, they're taking away a lot of it. Like the tracks, there's not a lot of
tracks.
Yeah, there's not a lot of big obstacles to really hit. It's just kind of flat, and like the racing is cool, but if you advertise freestyle, you gotta hit it on the mark. You can't just like stick with something that you're not advertising.
Yeah, that's another big thing is the tracks, because every single weekend it's the same shit. It's all one. It's like all square ramps, nothing different. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing I've heard complaint-wise for where I'm at locally. That's why people don't go to shows, is because they say it's the same shit every year, and they think it's rigged and all this and that. It's getting out of hand, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I know obviously this podcast, if you were expecting like something like rinky dink and just kind of going over it and whatnot, you're in the wrong podcast. This with this one, kind of similar to Monster Talk. Again, shout out to those guys. Those guys are amazing. if there's something wrong, we'll call it out. You know, we're not paid in any way. We just go and like we point out the positives as we did with Mike Botters and the international stuff. Honestly, I enjoy the international stuff. And then of course Arena Central being my favorite tour out of the whole entire series, and then talking about some fun moments that happened on the stadium side of things. But we're gonna point out the negatives if we see negatives, and that new rule change. Heck, if we don't even have to point it out, like I don't even have to point it out though. Again, Ryan Anderson on the Gears and Nachos podcast, as you guys just heard, like what was it? Like 10, 15 minutes ago. I don't know how long I've been rambling and ranting, but even then, he said it too. He fucking hates it. So
And
even
if he's saying that, he means it, because drivers can get in trouble for even talking negative about stuff. So him saying that means he hates it. He wants it gone.
yeah, and I don't know if it's because I've been a fan of the Andersons and the Gravedigger team or something like that, but yeah, I'm fighting back too. First started off with the schedule shit, and now with this. I really
2025, off to a great start.
yeah, I really hope that at one point the Andersons could get like I don't know a new decision like part of Monster Jam, like I don't know like they can drive, but they could also make decisions on like what they should do with the shows and whatnot. Because if they were, if the Andersons were in charge of Monster Jam, that would have been sick. I think a lot of our problems would be fixed.
Oh yes.
Honestly, I don't know if this is like a hot take or not, but yeah, if the Andersons were the new owners of Monster Jam, we'd be seeing a lot more like positives than negatives I see.
Yes.
Let's see. Is there any more points I should bring up, or am I done and am I broken down after that? Because that honestly took a little bit out of me.
I'm glad I wasn't on here for the World Finals format, or I would have
you
probably said every swear in the book.
Yeah, you probably would have blew a gasket, and I'd have to buy a new gasket just for my work, just for you to use it. If you want race car parts, go to Barrett's. Anyway, out of that product placement, I think we've went through the only major new thing that kind of happened. I think that might have been the only thing. It's that Blake Ranger. Yeah, I think we covered all the new stuff anyway. So before we get to predictions, it's time for fan questions. On Instagram, I asked for fan questions because last time was pretty decent, so I figured we'd do it again. So let's go ahead and let's start off with, again, I'm probably going to mispronounce a lot of these names. I'm sorry, but I fucking suck at reading names. Hang on. Cairo Hansen says, why isn't Gravedigger's mascot on Classroom Crusher? Now, I don't know if it might have been like an input from Dennis saying don't do that, or I don't know if it's because they're only doing Feld made only trucks and not names that they bought, but it could be either or. What do you think, Hayden?
Well, I could say that I am glad that Grimm is not on there, because I have no idea what the hell that would look like.
That would look probably
you already know
bad.
what Newsom looks like. Oh yeah, the Dalmatian. I don't even want to start on that. Next question, please.
Okay. The Racing Genius put, was Blake Ranger's World Finals invite too early to announce 5 months in advance? No. Because they said this was the last event for their tour, and then they're going to begin their next tour, I believe, around after the World Finals. So it's right on time. It's just I would definitely redo their schedule if I was them. My boy Arena Pod. Again, shout out to him. He was on a previous episode. Douglas put, what should Monster Jam learn from other sports, like a better points format, etc.? Ooh, that's a good one. Oh. I mean, their points are good. I guess
Points are good.
I guess the judging, really, that's it. Like, get
Yeah.
like more official
Judging.
judges.
I'd say the judging and balancing the audience. That's the
Oh,
two things.
yeah, you're right on. Bullseye. Uh, right on there. Like you're doing darts, bam, right in the middle. Yeah, so definitely it would be finding a way to get the official judges, but also making sure you got obviously your kids, but you also have the adult audience. So pretty much to sum it up, you get some cool graphics and cool advertising, and just let it happen naturally. The toys are really the only thing that they'll keep the kids in. That's really it.
Oh yeah.
That's what I would do. Just because then, the families and whatnot, it'll just happen naturally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's monster trucks. It's gonna attract kids and
Well, yeah,
anyone.
that's expected because it's a spectacle. It's something that
Yeah.
you want to see in person.
It's something you don't see every day.
Yeah.
Like
Also, I just realized after we do the fan questions, I have something I want to bring up. I did ask Jackson Morris this, but I'll bring it onto this podcast. So that'll be after fan questions. So, Mike Trapper, obviously we mentioned him about the telling me about the rule change. He put, "Did anyone watch the Super Bowl? I didn't, but hey, at least Chiefs lost." I only saw a second of it. After that, I just went right to sleep. I don't usually watch the Super Bowl. Hayden, did you do that, or did you kind of do your own thing?
Yeah, I watched the Super Bowl. Fuck the Kansas City Chiefs. Good for the Eagles. Glad you won. I mean, I hate to say it, I don't really care the Eagles won. I'm glad that I won because the Chiefs lost. So
Also,
that's great for me.
did you see that video in the Superdome where fans were booing Taylor Swift? Did you see that one?
Oh yeah, that too. Fuck Taylor Swift as well.
Like again, I got no
Not
problem,
funny.
no problem, but like the down your throat shit is probably what turned on her. Like, it's okay if you show her at least once, but 5 times is fucking too
Oh yeah.
much.
Her and the refs are the MVPs for the Kansas City Chiefs. So
All right, let's see. So I went through that one. Okay. Randog Spottings put, or Spotting. He put, will you think of watching NASCAR? I mean, I do watch the Daytona 500 in some races. Believe it or not, that was the original purpose of this podcast. Monster Jam, NASCAR, and Supercross all covered, but it was too much work. So I just summed it up to Monster Jam because obviously I know more of that than all the others, but also I don't burn myself out. But yes, I do watch NASCAR, and the Daytona 500 I am going to be watching as of right now, unless if I get plans with the family or if I have to work or something.
I'll be watching the Daytona 500 as well. I could have went to the Xfinity race this weekend, but had other plans, and I'm kind of upset. Very upset about that. But, yep, we love NASCAR.
Yes. Also, who's your pick for the Daytona 500? Who do you think's gonna win that one?
Oh, I don't. This is just bias because these are my two favorite drivers. I'm either gonna say Ross Chastain or Chase Elliott.
Ooh, those are good. I'm either thinking Kyle Larson because I'm a Kyle Larson fan, but either that or I do want to see Kyle Busch win at one point because he's been working tough at the 500, and I think that'd be cool to see. But either way, Chase Elliott and Ross Chastain are also really damn good picks.
I'll be wearing my Chase Elliott Hey Dude Saturday or Sunday.
Nice. Mama's Juju 6 put Scoop Ahoy or Horsepower. Is that like is that like toy concepts or is that I'm confused.
What was it?
Scoop Ahoy or Horsepower? I think that might have been toys.
Oops Ahoy. Is that
Scoop
one of the food trucks?
Scoop Ahoy. I think that might have been. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
I'm gonna say horsepower because that's the only one I know. I like
yeah,
horsepower.
yeah, horsepower. But also we do love horsepower because, well, you gotta go fast. Um, M3 Tall TV put. What do you think of Monster Jam's new rule about? Okay, we, sorry. Anyway, so we already went through that
Love it.
rule, and yeah, it's complete dog shit. All right.
We love it.
And now, Monster Jam fan 2016 put, do you think Vodder's Motorsports will make a full return to Monster Jam? I do. In like a stadium aspect in the future, like not next year, but like a while from now, I think. Hayden, do you think they're going to be back really quickly or a long time from now?
Um, I hate to say it, I don't see them going full time, unfortunately, because they're doing pretty good in the independent industry right now. But I would not be surprised if we see them at an arena show or a stadium show at some point in the off season. But otherwise, I'd love to see the Vaughters back. They're good people. They have good equipment, and sure, bring them back anytime.
All right, and finally, Spin Master Monster Jam put how you ever competed in a Monster Jam World Finals RC event at the actual World Finals. Nope. I've I've only been to Monster Jam in New Jersey and New York, so nope, I have not. It would be cool, but no, I have not competed at all in an RC event.
Um, Shout out to that guy, Master Monster Jam. He gets me a lot of raps and stuff, so I appreciate it, bud.
Oh, cool.
No, no, I have not been in a low C or any RC Monster Jam World Finals. I would love to. It's my dream. I know several people have gotten into it. But no, I have never done it. I've watched it, but I have never done it.
All right, so that's all the fan questions again. I might do more next week. Again, we'll see, but that one was much better than last week. So thank you everybody for posting that on Instagram. Now, I was going to talk about this before we get to predictions. The Monster Jam commercials. I asked Jackson about it, about their new style and their new way of how they're doing it. So to sum it up, they kind of changed up the commercials a little bit more, adding family stuff a little bit more, but also their like reach of commercials are massive now. They're on like a bunch of YouTube videos if you follow them, Instagram, Facebook, and on local TV stations. Like they're everywhere now. But have you seen any of those like commercials, like the newer ones?
I mean, they're fine in my opinion. They're everywhere, which that's good. That's good that they're advertising it, especially in local areas whenever it comes around. Like I don't have YouTube. I don't have regular YouTube anymore, but I remember when I had regular YouTube, they would always advertise it whenever it was in Jacksonville, Orlando, or Tampa. So I think
Yeah.
that's good for them.
Now I love this method where they can like really get a lot of people going, but I just feel the way how they do the commercials is not really the best. And hear me out. Like these commercials are kind of just there, you know. It's kind of just, hey, come to our event, bring your family, family event, family. Look, family. Like it's just it's a lot of family in the commercial.
We
Um,
love children.
but when it comes to the older commercials, those I think were more effective. Like with excuse me, like those the 2000. Well, first it was kind of like the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s, and like up to 2015. I think 2015 was like the last good year of commercials. The older commercials just like grabbed you by the throat and was like, "You gotta go to this. You'll get the special deal and whatnot." You know, like it was just really out there, and it worked a lot because instead of it just being in the background, those commercials got you to pull out like your camera to record the screen and like turn your head quick because you didn't want to miss it. It was like a spectacle in itself, and I'm surprised nobody really talks about them.
Yeah, it was. I miss seeing the old commercials, man. They were loud. They had sometimes it would have oh Lord, what's his name? He used to do a lot of the Monster Jam voices.
Either David Lee or there was another guy. Who was the other guy? I forgot who that guy was because he was on quite a bit in like the Path of Destruction days.
I don't remember what his name was, but he was like, Monster Jam, coming to Jacksonville, Florida, 20, or like, be there, Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, and more.
And like there would be and then there would be like times where they would mention like Tom Mensah's going to be there or Dennis Anderson, like, oh my God, like these big name drivers were coming to my hometown, I got to get tickets. Like that's what I miss. Like they like really get it in you. And then there'd be... then there'd be like the kid deals and also adult deals too. Like Advanced Auto Parts would like give them a little discount and whatnot. Like some really neat stuff for everybody.
They used to hype it up so much. Like you go to like any store, they had like meal deals or free pit passes, and it was just so much hype around it. You know, you'd see Monster Jam stuff all around your town when it was getting near. It was a lot better.
All right, so you know what we're gonna do. I got 2 videos. Obviously everyone is only gonna be able to hear the sound, but I got 2 videos, and we are gonna play them, and we're just gonna like really listen, and you guys will know what we're talking about if you're new to Monster Jam or whatnot. And yeah, so let's see. I pretty much have a whole playlist of Monster Jam commercials. Like I found 123 from like old and new. It took me a while to actually collect them all, but yeah. I'm thinking I'm trying to pick one of the Path of Destruction ones. Okay. So this is the first one I'm gonna play, and then we got another one. So we got Philadelphia. Copy. Yeah, so I'm going to send them to you, and then we're just going to like watch them at the exact same time and just give our honest thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll tell you when. I'm just getting both links ready.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have that, and then we have the latest one that was for New Jersey. Okay. Yeah, so I saved both.
Okay, I just got the other one.
All right. So we're gonna start with Path of Destruction, Philadelphia, 2012. Also, bear with me if the sound is crazy. I'll turn it down. Don't worry. Also, there probably will be like an advertisement or something. Yep, advertisement. H&R Block, get off of here. This is what happens when I try to put on a dang commercial. I get another commercial on top of that. Okay. Are you ready?
Let me see. Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully this works out.
Hey, so you got the video pulled up and you have it paused.
Hold on. Oh crap! It's about to play. Hold on.
Yeah, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up the video, and then we're gonna press start at the exact same time, and we'll get like our honest thoughts at the end. And we'll do the same for the other. All right, ready?
Make sure. Yep. Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Monster Jam, Path of Destruction. Kids need to stand test 10 bucks to see 16 superstars, including Advanced Auto Parts, Grinder, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Monster Energy, Medusa, Iron Man, El Toro Loco, Captain America, Reindeer the Legend, Mohawk Warrior, Monster Mutt, Maximum Destruction, driven by Tom Mix, and Reindeer, driven by Dennis Anderson. And right now, adults can save $5 with a discount coupon from Advance Auto Parts. June 9th, Lincoln Financial Field.
Chef's kiss. Oh my lord.
Yummy.
Yummy. Anyway,
Hang
now let me just make sure I got my volume turned off so then I can pull up the other. So now we're gonna pull up the new Monster Jam ad that was showing up on social media. Unfortunately, I don't think anybody really posted like a new TV ad because I know those are like a tad bit different, but these were the ads that were playing a lot if they're coming to your town. So you got that one pulled up and ready?
Yep.
All right, so this is the new Monster Jam ad from early 2025. 3, 2, 1, play.
Get ready for full throttle family fun. Start the fun at the pit park. Then watch as your favorite Monster Jam trucks defy gravity in an epic competition. It's edge of your seat action. Nothing compares to the experience of the action live, with tickets priced for all to enjoy, only at Monster Jam. As big as it gets. Get tickets now.
I mean, like, it does have some sort of energy, but I noticed they're, like, really missing a lot on that one. I don't know if it's, like, a new advertising style, but they really are missing a lot.
It's the first one felt a lot more energetic. It showed a lot more action and it showed most of the trucks you'll get to see and the drivers, big name drivers.
They also had kid deals and adult deals too. They had like everything.
The last one, oh yeah. Now you got paid for everything, but
yeah. Cheapskates! Ticketmaster, why you do this?
Yeah. $30 fucking for a pit pass.
Oof.
I mean, it's not that bad. It's bad.
And another thing I wanted to point out. Yeah, it's like they gave you no deals. And the commercial just kind of happens, you know? It's another one of those commercials that you could just have in the background and nobody would notice.
Yeah.
But like with the other one, it just started and like immediately it just like grabbed your attention. And that's something I miss from like, it's not just Monster Jam, but it's like every damn company. Like nobody these days, I don't think, really likes to grab your attention. They just kind of have their commercials sit like a wet fart. It's just kind of there. If that's one way to compare it.
Yeah. Everything's so bland now. Like, nothing's creative anymore.
Yeah, one thing I'd definitely do with the commercials is name some big name drivers, and if you could try to get like a sponsor to give like a special deal for like anybody buying tickets, that'd be good. Because I mean, they got some good sponsors, and they can muster up a deal for somebody.
Oh yeah.
Like I know they're not the major title sponsor, but that'd be pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Things.
What were you gonna say?
No, it was again.
Okay, yeah. I could tell you're starting to fall asleep, which don't worry, we're almost done. I know you've had low energy going into the podcast.
No, it's all good. I'll drink something next time.
Yeah, next week if you're able to make it, I'll just get you coffee.
If I don't die by the end of the week, then we good.
Okay, we're gonna wrap we're gonna wrap things up with predictions. We got ourselves about, let's see, Stadium East. Are they having like a week off or something? Let's see. The Cleveland, Ohio Center. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so we don't really have to go over the East series because they're taking a week off. They're like 8 of the 12 drivers are going to like an arena show, so we'll cover 4 of them. So we got 4 tours going off. this weekend. So we got first the Arena Championship Series East is back, this time at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And what we do, obviously, with this one, we go over all 4 competitions plus the overall event championship. And what I usually do is I just pretend like and pick it's like only one night, and we just say who would win that competition logically.
Yeah.
So Hayden, we'll have you go first for these. So we'll start with that series. So for Pittsburgh.
I'm not even gonna lie, I just feel like Blake Granger's gonna wipe the floor, bring out the broom, and just sweep up all the other competitors. I feel like it's gonna be a clean sweep from him just because of how consistent and good he is.
Wait,
Just
and that just got me asking. Obviously some people have already talked about this on some other communities, but if Blake wins, which it looks like he might be on the road to, is he gonna like do what Matt Cody did and like give second place the World Finals bid, so they're both gonna go to the World Finals?
I feel like it's either gonna be he's gonna give. I think Brandon's in second right now. Could be wrong. Could be Christian. I'm not sure.
I think it was Kristen.
Okay, because it's either gonna be whoever's in second, or they're just gonna pull a shit card, and he's gonna be like, I'm gonna give this to Christian Anderson, even though she's gonna get in either way, anyways, because she's Gravedigger. But
Yeah, I feel second place would probably get it.
it would be pretty cool. I mean, not cool, but I mean, I don't know. There's a possibility that he could take up 2 spots somehow,
Oof,
which I think is crazy.
that would be pretty
Interesting.
honestly, that wouldn't be that fair. I think I think one spot would be
No.
like the best. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that's never been done, and I don't think that should.
I mean, it'll definitely be a belt winder situation.
Yeah. Blake's gonna win a lot of them, but if they're doing sky wheelies, I think Kristen will get it, and then Kristen can maybe get some freestyle wins if she can nail a backflip and really like do a ragged edge run, and hopefully that arena is not as like a tight space.
Yeah.
Now we have the tour that's unpredictable. The Central Tour, again, my favorite one out of the 5. They're going to be in Rochester at the DCU Center for 4 shows. What's your picks for that one?
Oh man, that tour is so crazy. I feel like John Zimmer Jr. is gonna get his truck worked together. He's gonna get it all figured out. And this weekend, I feel like he's gonna take some overall event championships. I feel like the Robin brothers could come out and make some surprises and take some wins. I'm not sure because they can win anything at this point.
Oh,
I feel Matt's definitely gonna win a few freestyles. Matt and Jamie. So it's really a wild card tour, which I like about that tour. So it's very tight with points. Definitely one of the most entertaining tours to watch right now.
yeah. It's seriously a very, very fun tour. Whether it's live or in person, it's just really, really good. Racing, honestly, could be Triton Robbins and Crazy Train. Again, he's just like a pure racer, and hoping he gets one of them. Skills, gonna go with John Zimmer Jr. in Terminal Velocity. If they're doing donuts, Jamie Sullivan and Sparkle Smash, she's been doing really well in that one. And then freestyle and overall, we're gonna go Matt Cody and Gravedigger. I think he's finally got the bugs off that truck, because at a certain point his truck was breaking down, and then like Newark it took like big punishment, and now he finally got that truck all figured out. So I think in Worcester he's gonna get the freestyle and overall for that one. Let's go now to Arena Championship Series West. We got Oklahoma City at the Paycom Center. They're gonna have 3 shows, and what's your picks for that one? I can already see West Anderson is in your brain right now.
That's it. Like it smells something. It smells a little bit like Weston and something Anderson, but
You're smelling Weston?
I feel like Weston definitely gonna take most of those spots. I feel Devin is the only other guy out there on that tour that's really winning anything else, which Devin's really improved over these past 2 years in Monster Jam. He's doing pretty good. I think he's still second. I could be wrong, but Devin, I feel like, is definitely gonna take some wins this weekend.
I think Cody in Dragon's gonna get quite a few of the racing victories. He seems to be the racer in that series, but Weston Anderson seems to win and like alternate throughout skills, donuts, freestyle, and overall quite a bit on this tour. So I got a feeling Weston's gonna get so much of those, but Cody will get the most racing victories throughout the weekend. Last up, we're going back to Angel Stadium yet again, and this time it's for Stadium Series West. They get another shot at glory, and they got a 2-show weekend coming up. They got a night show on Saturday and a day show on Sunday. So Saturday, I may or may not be able to catch it live. Hopefully I can. But then for Sunday, I'll probably catch it live if I'm not doing anything that day. But going into the competitions, racing, skills, freestyle, overall, who do you got?
I'm gonna say racing. I'm gonna go for wild card. He's been having some issues these past 2 weekends, but I feel like he's gonna get them back together in Anaheim. I feel like it's gonna be Colvinard, Black Pearl.
Whew.
Day one, I feel like he's gonna come back. Last time he was in Anaheim, he did pretty good the first show, so I feel like he's gonna try to come back, get that redemption. Skills, I'm just gonna have to give it to Tristan. He's dominant. He's super dominant in skills. He's been doing that nose pick Willie move, which I really like to see that from him, and I think the Anaheim crowd's gonna like that. Freestyle, it's really anyone's game on that tour. I feel like it's either gonna be Zach Garner or it's gonna be Ryan Anderson. Last weekend in Tampa, Ryan was able to figure out that truck out, and now that he's got that truck figured out, I feel like he's gonna come back for redemption in Anaheim and take the freestyle win.
And how we thinking on overall? Who do you think will get the overall event championship?
It's either gonna be a tight game between Ryan or Tristan, in my opinion. They're definitely the two top dogs on that tour, in my opinion. I feel like it's gonna be one of those two.
All right, now going into racing, it's either been Ryan Anderson or Tristan England or Colvinard, but I think we're gonna see maybe a different winner in racing, and this might be a crazy pick. Honestly, I think he's been driving quite long enough, and I think he's got it figured out maybe. If he could really get this thing to stick, I think that'd be cool. I think Zach Garner will get a racing victory this weekend. Going into skills, Tristan easily. Like that move seems to be very popular. Like with him, if like once he nails that move, it's just flawless. Like he goes nose wheelie, jumps the truck onto the back wheels. Like it's just pure skill, and I think he's gonna get another one. Then freestyle, gonna go Ryan Anderson and Son of a Digger. He's finally got all those bugs figured out, and he's second in points now. I think he's gonna make up some ground and get the freestyle victory. And going overall, I think overall is gonna go to Bryce Kenny and Monster Mutt. If he doesn't win, he's usually very consistent, and I think Bryce Kenny is gonna get the overall event championship. And yeah, that's the 4 tours that are going to be going off. Obviously, there's going to be Stadium East going and taking a points break in an arena tour. Thankfully, those are going to be live broadcasted, I believe, so we get to see some extra entertainment for Monster Jam, just little fun stuff on the side of the points stuff that they got. But now, Hayden, any final thoughts before we wrap up the podcast? Because I'm starting to get tired, and I just went through everything.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I'm sure you're tired too, man.
Yeah.
Well, it was great. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate you letting me come on and talk about some monster truck jammings. And
Monster truck jammings,
yeah.
I like that.
Oh yeah.
We should get that on a T-shirt. Monster truck jammings.
We got several T-shirts. We'll throw that on there.
Yeah, please. And if you do, I will purposely take my money and I'll just buy it instantly. I'll wear it everywhere I go.
Just wait till next month. We got some awesome shirts coming out. You don't want to miss those. We'll have to open up the Thomas Frasco merch store. We'll have to do that.
uh, well, obviously I'd have like TF Motorsports on like my shirts or Motorsports Hour, but like what would be like quotes or something I could put on a shirt? Fucking, I think Morgan Smash is gonna be one of them. Again, that one has not left me. The Colt Stevens pillow. I guess I can put that on a shirt. If Colt Stevens and Scott Jordan will allow it. Scott Jordan, if you're watching or listening, will it be okay to put a Colt Stevens pillow on a t-shirt?
The Colt Stevens pillow shirt. Oh my god! I want.
I'd be sure to pay Colt Stevens and Scott Jordan. We'd be all making bank on that shirt.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I think we went through all the points. Comment down below what kind of crazy shirt concept would you like. That'll probably not happen, but would be good to see some random fan interactions.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for being on the podcast. Hope to see you next week, possibly. Again, plans might change.
Oh yeah, I'll try to make it.
Yeah. And thank you guys very much for tuning into this podcast episode. A little bit more chaotic compared to the other times that I've been on here, but that's what I like. I like the chaotic episodes. The more uniform and boring episodes, I just kind of do as a chore, but these I like. Now, we got new stuff coming. Got the All Out Monster Truck Series Friday, and then I'm going to try to get projects out. Again, I've been kind of struggling on what I want to work on, but I might have an idea. I'll let you guys know on the Discord. We'll see you guys next week on the podcast. Remember, every Monday night here on TF Motorsports.